All right, guys, welcome back to Return of the Living Dead Girls.
Return of the Living Dead Girls.
Okay.
Hi.
I'm your host, Rachel Elaine.
I am the other host, Nikki.
Just Nikki.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're
If you
saying.
know me from online, aka Trixie, what up?
There you go. And tonight's episode is it's a episode that's going to be near and dear to our hearts. But like I say that about every episode, I feel, because all of it is near and dear.
Yeah, we're starting kind of base level with some of the topics, but this is one that is near and dear, I would say.
Yes, for sure.
Personal.
It's personal, but I feel like it's all personal in a sense.
Totally. If you listen to the first episode, you'll hear that. It's just kind of something that is been in our lives since we were kids, so.
Exactly, and that topic is witchcraft. Dun, dun.
Yes.
But honestly, for me, I feel like witchcraft, like, it's not, and we'll kind of start that right off the bat because people are like, oh, witchcraft, and it's like, there's a certain stigma behind it because I feel like people, when they hear witchcraft, like, it's automatically seen in a negative light.
Absolutely.
And we're here to tell you about the positivities of it as well, and about how it has helped me personally. I'm sure it's helped Nikki personally, and maybe other people personally, through healing journeys, and just through life, you know.
Yes, and connecting with nature and finding comfort in the unknown sometimes also, I feel like.
Yeah.
And that has a lot to do with death, I feel like, too. But yes, we're going to get into a lot of stuff with the witchcraft topic, and I'm excited. Have some books and pictures. Oh, side note, we are recording visually. We're going to try it one more time and see if it turns out this time.
Yes.
But the lighting looks good. We look good. So we think we're going to get this one posted.
I think so. I think so. This is it.
We're learning, okay?
We always say that. We're like, we're beginners. No.
Hey, we are.
But yeah, so witchcraft is, it could be anything. And honestly, I feel like witchcraft can be anything that you make it. For me, I feel like I said, I think I raised this already. Like it's really given me guidance through my personal life, and it's almost it's spiritual for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And basically, I mean, witchcraft is like, if you're cooking a meal and say you're cooking for somebody you love, or you're cooking for people, and you just put, well, you know that term where they're like, there was love put into it, like, that is in itself a form of witchcraft, because
Absolutely.
the herbs,
sorcery.
Yeah, the herbs that you put in, the intention, the energy, is for the people to enjoy it because you care for them.
And it's funny that you say that, because right now, as we speak, this month, I started the book Like Water for Chocolate. And if you know about that book and that story, you know it's that. It's the main character named Tita, who is putting her emotions and her intentions into the food, and it creates scenarios. I'll just say it without spoiling too much. Yeah.
Oh.
So it's really cool. Because I was thinking that when I was reading that, because I will show some of this later, but this book that I have right here, I'm not going to share it now just to be super mysterious, but it's called Divine Your Dinner, a cookbook for using tarot as your guide to magical meals. And it just talks about things that kitchen witches can do every day, basically. So yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Exactly. If you cooking up food, that's I mean,
something as simple as that is what we're saying. Yeah.
If you're making a tea for yourself, for somebody to get better, boom, you're putting the energy in it. That's witchcraft. I hate to tell you.
And you're using herbalism also, which is a huge part of some witches and their lifestyles and beliefs. Yeah, so using herbs and
lavender,
to heal,
chamomile,
to calm,
all that stuff.
There's a lot of different things.
But yeah, I mean, for me, witchcraft, like I said, it's like it's got a lot of positivities in my life, because I have been going through some stuff, mentally as well, which we all do, right? We all have and all that. And I find that doing, I mean, I'm not saying like that's all I do, like I still pray, I believe in God. I say that, I believe in God, but I do think that like practicing, rituals of affirmation and rituals of self-love and self-care and healing and light, like that's the kind of witchery that I tend to go to. You know what I mean? And it has helped. All the I don't know how do I put it, like I guess all the affirmations and the not spell per se, but the intention that I put out that I have been doing, especially lately, I feel like has come into fruition for me. So that's why I feel like witchcraft is,
And it's funny to say that, right? Because like you already know, there's a stigma with witches, there's a stigma with witchcraft, which is understandable, but I feel like if you're gonna have that type of stigma and feelings towards witchcraft, you should have that for like a whole bunch of other religions.
Sorry.
This bitch. Give me one. She's
I have to
interrupting
ASMR.
my story, distracting me. What do you have? Give it.
Lifesaver gummies. I'm sorry,
What's the flavor? What is the flavor? Tell me about
It's
it.
Lifesaver gummies collisions, 2 flavors in one. This is not a promotion. I'm just saying that's what I'm eating.
Oh
right
my
now.
god. I
They're
don't really
so
even
good.
like gummies, but these are really damn good.
They are. Especially
And she likes them a lot, so that's why, yeah.
Yeah, that shit. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
So, see, you distracted me.
I mean, it's gonna happen. We're gonna be stupid.
Witchcraft.
I'm just gonna hold up. This bitch is always the more like fucking like we have to be more serious and research and have it outlined. And I'm all like,
serious.
just go on a whim and
I don't say serious. I don't use.
She's the more serious one. Everybody knows you're the more serious one.
But I do say if we are picking a topic to talk about for a podcast, let's do some kind of research. You know what I mean?
Okay.
To bring like more information than what, we can talk about a whole bunch of shit. Anyway.
Yeah.
Those are so good.
They are. They're addicting. Fucking witchcraft. What kind of witchery is this? Fucking witchcraft in the fucking
glycerin. No, what makes gummies? Gelatin, isn't it? It's like bones.
Corn syrup, sugar, water, gelatin. Yes, you're right. Fucking red 40 is in there. They just banned that shit, so we're gonna die.
I mean, we're gonna die anyway, so.
Yeah. C'est la vie.
We're gonna eat gummies, c'est la vie.
C'est la vie.
No, so when I was doing a little bit of research for this, I was asking myself what it means to me personally as a person that identifies as a witch. And I feel like a natural witch because I've always had different sensitivities and connections since I was a kid.
Too, yeah.
And even in junior high, that's when I met one of my first witchy sisters, Christina Gaipa. I'm sure you remember that name. And that nose, she had an amazing Italian fucking nose.
What if she's listening right now?
Girl, shout out, hit me up because what have you been doing? What the fuck?
She's gonna be like, my nose.
I said I lived for it. It was an amazing nose.
I remember her. She was cool.
It was an amazing nose. Big schnoz. Okay, it was good. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna leave that there, but
she won't see this. She probably won't see it.
She was my first witchy sister. That's what I'm saying, though. Just growing up and always having this connection with that side of myself. And then once I got older, I became more comfortable with it because I realized that being ashamed to be a witch makes no fucking sense. Like, it makes no fucking sense at all.
Yeah. True.
Especially in particular when Christians motherfucking questions
you questions out there, answer all your questions or questions.
asking questions. But we.
Oh man, we are so unserious. But anyways,
Oh yeah, sometimes we're gonna just fly off the
y'all
handle
already
because-
fucking know. If you're in deep in episode 5 already, you already know. It ain't gonna be. We ain't gonna be all serious.
But also, what it means to me to be a witch as a woman, I will say,
As a woman,
is to just be yourself. Be yourself and be empowered in that, whether you are like a goofy ass bitch, whether you're not, whether you're more intellectual, whether you're into, fucking skiing, like whatever you want to do. I don't know, baking, skiing, whatever you want to do, bitches. Whatever you want to do, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what it means to me also. But what I did research on that, and I wanted to share a couple of things because I took a screenshot. These are from other witches online.
Okay.
So this is public information, but these are quotes from other witches when asked, what does it mean necessarily to be a witch in modern day and age, in general, whatever. And this one was really nice. It says, for me, being a witch is tapping into a lineage of women before me who believed in the strength of their own wills and the power of nature.
okay,
That's nice.
that is nice,
Right? I was like, oh,
and I believe that's true.
yeah, I really like that too. So here's another one. It's kind of a little bit longer, but I'll read it fast. It says, being a witch is the magic of old forests and thick mist, ravens and wolves, owls and foxes, cats and hounds. It's the wild hunt, the maypole of Beltane, the dark mystery of Samhain. It is velvet and lace, black roses and daisies, candles and herbs, thatched roofs, crumbled ruins. It's claiming your personal power, knowing that you can affect change. It's living safe in the knowledge that magic is real.
Okay,
Girl.
so let's mold it be.
I know. I was like, okay, witches. And then this is the last one too. To be a witch, one must be comfortable from within and love all forms of life in our world and beyond. This is quite an enchanting power to possess. And as I read that, I thought about how much I hate bugs. And I thought to myself...
But bugs are magical. They are magical.
I know. And I told myself this year in 2025, y'all...
You gonna get close to bugs?
That's something about me that you will find out, and this is probably not good information to put out there, but that is something I'm so like, I get so scared about bugs. I just don't like them. Bugs. And I just, but I know that they're magical. I know that they do good things. Besides,
they're part of nature.
crawl on you at night when you're sleeping.
Crawl on your ear.
Yeah. Get on you.
In your nose.
When you're not paying attention.
In your orifices.
Any orifice, that's really my fear. But back to the witchy topic.
Yeah.
That was basically summing up what it means to me to be a witch, is just also having this understanding that there's like this circular cycle going on with life and nature, and maybe I don't per se believe in the God, that a lot of people do believe in. I do believe there's something greater. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's multiple things. Maybe it's everything. Maybe it's...
True.
So, I don't know. It could be like so many different things, but it's, that's also what that means to me as a witch.
Like, yeah, that's it. That's it, y'all. Thanks for joining.
Bye, Return of the Living Dead girls. We're on one, I guess, tonight. Here it is.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
We are witch bitches, and we like to talk stupid shit, and we also just like to talk about spooky shit, and...
Which all go hand in hand. But also for that...
You go next.
We're hyper.
Yes.
But so basically what I was gonna chime in about, like, what it means to you and everything, and affirmations, like, Well, I was gonna kind of delve into affirmations because everybody is all into the affirmations and shit, right? Like affirmations, manifestation, all of that.
Power of
the
intention,
crystals. That is all
crystals.
witchy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
And
yeah.
I believe in it. I think it works. I do think that if you set your mind to it, good things will happen. And for me, affirmations, like, and I'll kind of delve into for what I kind of did, and I'll kind of give y'all an example for me. Like I said, I've been going, and I'll tell everybody, I've been going through a divorce.
Tell everybody.
I've been going through a rough patch. It sucks. It's like, oh my, it's been fucked up, but it is what it is. And
I didn't mean to make that a joke. I didn't know you were going to say that.
No, girl. No, it's funny. You can laugh about it. We have to laugh at it. No, don't be sorry.
I was like, oh shit.
You're
I didn't
sorry.
know she was...
You're sorry.
Well, I love that.
Do y'all, if y'all know that reference, you know that reference.
Nancy. Sometimes you got to give Nancy energy, okay?
You got to get your inner Nancy. That's how I've been feeling lately with people. You're sorry? Okay, anyways.
Girl, so good. Okay.
But like for me, what I was gonna say, like I have like been putting in, like, okay, I'll give you an example. And we're selling our house. We've been, it's going on the market. It is on the market. And at the time, that was like obviously a few months ago. And I wanted to get it done fast because obviously I want to get through this shit. And I lit a candle. Like I did what they call candle magic, and I chose the color. I carved the affirmation in it. And I prayed and I set my intention, and I was like, please let this, I did my that. Please let it go fast. Please let it work out, blah, blah. And then before you know it, boom, I'm closing on the selling of the house on Monday.
Yeah.
And that was literally, the house was put to sale like in October. We're in January. And yeah, so I think that did work. I think it did help me, move that aspect, because I mean, obviously it's something that I wanted to get through and done. So I do think like stuff like that has worked out in my favor for me. And if you're using it, I also put in the affirmation for me to heal faster emotionally. And I do think that I've been doing quite well with the things that have happened, and yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of an example of what I put out there. Is the affirmations work. The rituals do work if you set, and it's a form of prayer. That's really is a form of prayer. And again, it's not like I don't believe in God. It's not like I don't pray to God. It's just that I also use that as an extra tool.
Well, and piggybacking off of that, there are witches of so many different religions.
That do.
So witches with so many different beliefs, practices, just like any other religion. Just like there's Christians that have so many different sects and branches. And I know I can never say that.
I know what you're saying, the
sects. But yeah, like this, it's the same with witches and people that do different rituals and practices. But it is just like praying, it's like, and like you were saying, the crystals and the saging and all that is very much part of that spiritual realm. Yeah. And I actually, from this magazine that I have, and if you're watching the video of the podcast, you can see this, but it is a National Geographic.
What? Where'd you get that from?
My mom actually bought me this magazine.
That's cool.
And it is, the whole thing is about witchcraft. It says the history of witchcraft from the greatest myths to the Salem witch trials, which I have some tidbits about the Salem witch trial later. But the bit I wanted to share in here is about crystals, because they were talking about crystal balls, basically. Where the hell did it go?
Where the hell is it?
And basically what it says is, technically, the act of gazing into a reflective surface to see across time was called scrying, which we know.
Yeah, scrying.
We do know about that. It says, and practically any reflective surface would do, like blood, water, or mirrors.
That's why I don't like mirrors sometimes.
Girl, and honestly, when I really thought about that, I was like, oh my God, I'm like, that is really true.
That's why I say like mirrors are also used with ghosts and all that.
I mean, yeah, they're definitely portals.
They're portals.
I'm
People are like looking at their mirror right now like, what?
Yeah. And what's funny is that you're not supposed to have mirrors like facing your bed or something like that. I
I
literally
believe
have
that. And a lot of people do.
mirrors against the wall in my bed. Where's my bed gonna go? You know what I mean? Like, where's my bed gonna go? There's a mirror or two. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Well, you could cover the mirror.
I never have, and I'm fine. I don't know.
I mean, maybe, okay, I don't know, maybe.
Unless I'm getting possessed at night and I don't know.
Well, you do say you be hearing shit at night and stuff in your room, don't you?
Well, no, not really. Not anytime lately. Not in my room.
Oh, okay.
I hear it sometimes down the hallway, but sometimes I wonder if that's related to anything that could be in the workroom because I have a lot of vintage stuff in there.
Oh, okay, maybe. I still don't like mirrors. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
mirrors. I mean, I
That's the
like
point
mirrors,
of
but I don't
that.
like mirrors in my bedroom. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I couldn't sleep with a mirror facing me as I'm sleeping because I feel like if I wake up and look up, I'm going to see something in it.
I don't know. I never pay attention to the mirrors in the middle of the night.
Oh, I guess that's...
And I do get up because I have to go to the restroom, but I just zombie walk. I don't turn on any lights or anything. I'm just,
I don't know.
yeah.
That's just not my preference.
But that's, yeah, talking about scrying. It could definitely be used for that.
Are you scrying?
There's no scrying in baseball.
There's no scrying in witchcraft.
But what I did find interesting when I was just researching stuff, let me see if I have it here on my phone. So over time, this is from Britannica. Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah.
Over time, the terms witchcraft and witch have also gained alternative meanings among English language speakers. A second, far broader definition uses the term witchcraft to describe a varied range of ritual practices intended to manipulate occult, spiritual, or supernatural power. And then it also goes on to say, which I read this several different times, in this sense, witchcraft can be used to harm or to heal, allowing there to be both good and bad witches, as we know. I mean, just like anything else. A third use of the term witch describes a woman who is regarded as being antisocial, rebellious, or independent of male power.
Oh,
a usage that...
like you. Sounds just like your ass.
I mean, I don't know. Through history, and that kind of leads me to the whole Salem witch trials and the burnings and all these other things.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna touch up on it.
She just looks over like, is that what you think about?
No, but that shit was bad though, man. All these women got burned. Some of them weren't even witches. Some of them probably were. I bet you like 95% weren't, and the 5% were.
So apparently, the Salem witch trials, there wasn't that many that were killed.
Really? I thought a lot were burned to the stake.
No, apparently not. But it was in Europe where there was like thousands of people that were killed.
Oh, well, damn.
And there were people that were burned at the stake over there. Because I don't know if that actually happened in Salem, like people being burned.
I thought they did, though. I thought that was like the whole thing. Like,
I know that there was a lot that were hanged. That's what I learned in my research. That there wasn't that many and that they were actually hanged. It's like a misconception.
Stake.
But in Europe, there was a witch hunt or whatever, witch panic before the Salem witch trials. And that's when there was like a shit ton of people that were just, killed. And I'm positive, as we all know now, I'm positive that not all of those people, majority of them women, were witches. I'm sure some of them were, because witches have existed for so fucking long. Even before Christianity was like a thing.
Yeah, I believe that. I mean, if you think about it, we all kind of know, like, I know, okay, I'm talking about like the Hispanic culture. Like, obviously, most of our families have, a bruja in there, or something.
Absolutely.
Our abuela, she probably did something that you just didn't know. And you're like, oh, that's what that was. Or you knew, you just didn't talk about it or whatever. Like,
yeah.
Like, and that's what I was gonna say. Like for us, like obviously, and this is something that I touch in because actually I have an interview with my mom in this episode as well
Oh,
that I
stay
will.
tuned for that.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. And she talks about how our family, on grandma's side, basically, the women we do have a lineage of witches. Like, I guess
I
on
bet.
grandma's side.
Okay.
And so that's why I guess maybe why all of us, like me, you, my mom, your mom probably, like, we just don't, we don't really, I guess it doesn't phase us as much or whatever, or we're just kind of like, I guess maybe that's why we're drawn to it.
We're already connected.
We're already connected, yes.
I mean, and we stay connected, or we tried to kind of nurture that connection too, because I feel like majority of people have a connection in some kind of way
Yeah.
somehow,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
but
Like,
they
people
don't
have
always,
it, or they just ignore it,
yes,
or don't want to talk about it, or don't believe in it.
right,
Like,
absolutely.
like I said, if you pray, you're doing a ritual, okay? I hate to break it to you like that, but that's just my opinion. But if you pray, and if you're praying for something, then yeah, you are setting an intention. That is in a form of witchcraft.
Yes.
Like, that's what it is. I don't know.
And that's what, like, again, the whole the Christianity thing, and when I was reading and researching, I didn't necessarily know that, but it makes sense that there were people doing witchcraft, mediums, people connected to the spirit world, before Christianity was really even a thing. And once Christianity did come around, of course, we know how they like to do things. But there were some even back then that helped certain witches, actually, I read. There were Christians that helped put a stop to deaths, basically, of witches.
Oh.
Yeah, in like certain areas, and I think that might have been over there in Europe somewhere, because there was like
Europe, always in Europe.
a shit ton of people getting killed because they were
Like, stop
witches.
it! Stop this!
But it's interesting though that witches have been kind of prosecuted for like a really long time, but I just think a lot of people have been. It's like no matter what your religious belief, almost there's been a point in time, some more than others obviously, but there's been a point in time that your people were definitely prosecuted.
True. Very much true.
But I'm like...
But what I also was going to say too is, just on a lighter note, like if you ever want to try it or practice it, or not practice, I mean, people probably be like, I don't want to practice it, but even if you just want to be like, just add more positivity, like even like a ritual, and we've all done this where we do like ritual baths, like you ever had like such a rough ass day where like you're just like, man, like you want to wash away the day, you want to wash away the energy, all that stuff.
Yes.
And you soak in the bathtub with oils and
salts,
candles and herbs, and you're trying to relax and de-stress. That's witchcraft. That's a form of like, hey, I'm just for positivity purposes. You're trying
and
to
for
just
self-care and healing.
and self-care, yeah. So it's not all like blood and eye of the toad or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Which there is that.
There is
that side, of course, just like any other belief that can have the good and the bad, there's that as well. So
which I guess we won't really touch on that. That could be a different subject, honestly, because the dark side of witchcraft, that goes deep as well.
And that's when I was reading, a lot of the time that was like a literal definition that was given for witches and witchcraft, is people that can manipulate and make things happen to harm people.
Yeah.
And again,
and I think that's where the stigma comes
that
from.
is out there, as we know, but I think that it's just, a lot of it is just misinformation and it's fear, just like a lot of other things. But I think a lot of modern witches that I know now, it's not about putting your intentions to hurt people. It's more about healing yourself or trying to help others in your life.
Yeah.
Or just like a Christian would do when they're praying, like whatever they're praying about, you know?
Yeah.
That's literally what witches do.
Yeah.
Just in a different way.
Yeah.
And maybe not necessarily to the Christian God, but sometimes it is to the Christian God. It's just different for every witch. So it's really interesting. There's so many different witches. It's really interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. What else? Wait, did you have another, did you say you had another little topic?
What?
You said you did all this research. You're like, I did all this research.
Girl, that's why.
Oh, okay. No,
So what I was gonna share.
She was like, I got all this stuff to share. I'm like, all right, go ahead.
Okay, I'm not gonna say it. So, what I was gonna say, because you were talking about people that are connected in our family, witches in our family, and being part of this lineage, which I feel like most women just kind of are. Maybe some aren't as connected, of course, as others. But what I was gonna say, Latinos and all that, you already know about this. This is in my other book that I've had from at least high school. I mean, maybe I was like a freshman or sophomore. It is this really thick ass book. It's amazing.
It is.
I mean, it could be thicker, but it is called...
It's pretty thick. It looks like a spell book.
Yeah.
Which it is, isn't it?
It does. It has spells in it. It has just a lot of information. It's the Element Encyclopedia of Witchcraft, and it just has buku amounts of info in it. It's very, very cool. I still haven't read the whole thing, and I've had it since back then.
That actually that reminds me, because speaking of spells and all that, being part of our personal life in our lives, because my mom, and I will explain this, but my mom, she has done her own spells. She writes her own spells, and she's done some for me. But also, I'm kind of learning from her too, in a sense, in that you could basically... Spells are like, it's not all like indefinite, like you have to follow this spell and this is how it's done. A spell could be like anything that you want it to be, but you do also have to do your research, as well as like picking the right herb and picking the right candle and picking the right time. Yes, as well.
If you're working with the moon.
Yeah, you work with the... I mean, you don't have to work with the moon.
Yeah,
but it's best because the moon and witchcraft go hand in hand as well. Or the moon does so many fucking things.
And honestly, I delved a little bit into that because I do have a connection with the moon. I have 3 smaller tattoos, and one of my tattoos is of a full moon. And basically that is actually from a spell book that we lost when we were at that tattoo shop. I cut you off. I'm
just there like, rude. I'm just kidding. Rude.
Okay, hold on, but let me tell my story. Very, very interesting, but hold on.
Okay. Oh, God. Nobody's going to take us seriously. Nah, fuck it. Anyways, fuck that. Go ahead.
I don't even know what.
You forgot already, bitch. Not back to my point. We are so sorry.
Okay, please go.
We're technical too.
This is what I don't know. This is what we are. I don't know what to say.
Well, I was actually almost pretty much wrapping up, but I was just talking about the spells, because what I was learning is that you can make any kind of spell of your own. It doesn't have to be from a book. Now, if you don't know what you're doing and you're just like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do it, then yeah, you could have a witch make a spell for you. You could go look at the spell book, or go, to a occult or metaphysical store.
A bookstore, yeah.
A bookstore, but a spell as simple as using lavender and salt and sage is like obviously one of the big, because sage is an herb and it's an essence that you can burn that literally cleanses everything and grounds you.
Yes.
So you always want to have some sage with you, anyways.
It's
But
a
yeah,
good
you can create your
tool
own
to
spells,
have.
and if you want to make a spell about money and abundance, okay, because that's what a lot of people do. I know I'll be doing it, you know, and you just look up, you know, the basic thing. You need a green candle. You need green. They do have green sand. You can get green sand. I forgot what herb you can use.
And there's always herbs that are used for multiple things.
Yes, that's true too. And stones. Yeah. And stones. You know, obviously pyrite is a good one. Quartz is a good one. Tourmaline. Quartz. If you want to rid negative energy, tourmaline is a good one. Ooh. Labradorite, all that shit. Labradorite. What kind of dog is that? It's a labradorite. Anyways.
So to touch on that, and I remembered my story. I remembered my story when I was talking about moon magic and my tattoo. But you were talking about sage, and I did have a little tidbit on my phone about that.
Sage.
And all it basically says, because I did have somebody, and if this person is listening, they're gonna know exactly who they are, and I don't have any bad intentions about this, but I did have somebody tell me one time that they didn't want me to sage in their house or at their whatever because it was like they just didn't want that.
They're probably not gonna listen to this.
I don't know, but I remember at first like being a little offended because I mean she knows I fucking love her, but then I dropped that instantly because I thought this is just an example of somebody not being aware and educated of what it means, you know, of having this stigma behind it, you know. But anyway, so sage is a sacred herb used in witchcraft for purification, cleansing, and divination. It's also used in manifestation magic. Uses: cleansing, banishing negative energy, attracting positive energy, divination, manifestation. So many things. I mean, it's been used literally for
the Indians use
ever. Like it's been
sweetgrass. I love sweetgrass.
Sweetgrass, cedar. I have a cedar bunder upstairs.
Palo Santo, copal.
Yes, and actually,
Dragon's blood.
I took this. Oh, I had one of those. Shout out Vanessa, because I bought one of those from the Magic Cauldron.
Magic Cauldron, Houston, Texas. Sorry.
Dragon's blood bundle. Rude and.
Oh, now you know how it feels.
I know, I'll be interrupting us, bitch. And actually, I went to go see her after that, and we traded bundles. She had a very nice bundle with roses in it, and I gave her mine.
Roses are also used in witchcraft.
Oh my gosh, very much so. I have some dried that I keep all the time just in case I want to make a scrub or if I want to do a little with it. So this is what I was going to say also about the sage. Within some native cultures, varieties of sage have different uses, which we know plants have different freaking uses. For instance, it helps with constipation, menstruation, pregnancy, anxiety, sore throats, repelling insects, and more. Sage. Mic drop for the sage. Repelling insects.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be burning sage all the time now, honey. I'm gonna be like, I love y'all, but y'all gotta go. I'm burning this sage up in there, cause no.
Sage up on your ass.
Sage up on your ass. That sounded like a rap, but.
Burning this sage all up in your mage. I don't know.
Oh, and to go to the moon magic, cause I have a tattoo. That's what I was saying, and it's from a spell book that we left at that tattoo shop.
That's right.
And I remember I was so sad because that was a very cool spell book. But the moon, it's full and it kind of has some waves. And it basically represents like this cycle of life, you know. And the cycles of the moon just kind of coming and going. The tides coming and going. And remembering a time when people were more connected like that. Telling time with the tides, with the moon and the stars and
that's true.
All that, you know, stuff or whatever. But that's kind of what that tattoo is for.
Shout out to people who have tattoos about witchcraft and moons and all that.
And also, if you know, 3 full moon rituals to cultivate your practice. This is a little tidbit for my fellow witch bitches out there.
Go ahead.
Which collect moon water.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
When the full moon is out, put out some water.
Do it. Just get a little bottle, put it in a jar, put your stones out. Charge your crystals. That's the other thing you're supposed to do.
Take yourself out there.
Take yourself out there. Look at the moon. Howl at the moon. If you can't
get
naked with the moon.
Yeah.
Girl, next time. The full moon on my birthday was amazing. It was amazing to be on the beach, the shore with the full moon, the waves. It was like...
It was cool. That was cool.
It was really... I loved it. It was everything. And then also the last thing, I got this from the internet. It says celebratory gatherings. Oh. Moon's radiant gaze, share stories, laughter, and maybe even a dance or two. Just some things. Naked dancing in the moon. You know, dancing. Regular Sunday night.
Just a regular Sunday night. Just a regular evening.
Just different things you could do. But again, there's magical tendencies and elements in so many things that we do. We don't even really realize it, but there really is.
Yeah. And that's it. That's really it, girl. But also, what I was going to tell y'all, because I did check my email, and there's no emails, y'all, and I need y'all to...
I fucking love that.
I really would appreciate...
There is zero.
If you just send me a motherfucking email. Please, just send me an email. Just say hi. Or just send me something.
Clickety click.
Just send us something, anything. If you want to send me, like I said, just send me. We really prefer stories. If you want to send us an experience, if you want to send us a topic, maybe you want us to talk about, send it to scaresandtrill@gmail.com. Okay, scares, and it's and A-N-D.
I guess she's ending the episode.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I wasn't sure if you were done yet. Scaresandtrill.gmail.com. No, I just wanted to throw that out there.
We're going to throw that out also again. This bitch wrapping it up.
I'm not wrapping it up. I said, okay, well, that's the end of the show now.
She's like, all right, well.
Oh, God. No, I mean...
We might be done. I don't know.
I don't know if you had anything else to say on that part. I can talk about more of my... Okay, I'll tell you. Okay.
So, no, I don't have... I mean, I do, but...
And I want to email from somebody. I want to email from somebody.
We would really love an email, but that's why we kind of set it up also, is to have people eventually share their spooky, weird stories with us. Whether it's paranormal or like, did you see a UFO? Did you like,
girl, yeah,
you
that's
know,
gonna be a topic.
see a flash of light or like, you know, just any fucking thing.
You see a cryptid, send it to us.
Yeah, like did you have sleep paralysis or whatever?
I have had sleep paralysis. That's another topic. Again, there's so many stories.
So many topics related to weird, eerie, paranormal, whatever you want to encompass it. To kind of big... We are fucking chopped up right now, and we're so not even chopped up.
Nope.
We're just chopping up. Does that make more
sense?
Cutting up. That's
chopping up. Are you chopping up out there?
Your brain is chopped up. So what I was going to say, as far as witchy elements being in so many different things, I had a little tidbit also here in my big ass book.
I knew she had tidbits. That's why I was like, I don't need to do no goddamn research. She got it.
I'm like, no, girl, you need to do some research. So, in here, they'll give you different things and tell you a little bit about it. So, this is a pretty basic, everyday thing that is in everybody's house at least once a week. and they're called apples.
Oh, apples.
So, it goes on to say, apples are magical fruits. Slice them in half horizontally, and the star or pentacle secretly hidden within is revealed. In ancient days, apples were associated with love, lust, and pleasure. But eventually, love, lust, and pleasure fell out of grace, and apples became identified with witches and the devil. How in the hell did that happen? That's a big, turn there from love and whatever. Also, this is what I wanted to read too, and I thought it was interesting. However, apples are native to temperate regions and are not indigenous to the region where Bible stories were first told. Many biblical scholars are absolutely certain that apples were not the forbidden fruit. Open parenthesis. Figs, quinces, some kind of fruit, I'm assuming, and pomegranates are the front runners, although, of course, the argument has been made that all trees existed in the Garden of Eden. Therefore, the forbidden fruit could be anything.
I mean, yeah, we don't know what the hell the forbidden fruit was. Shit.
I'm like, what a story.
Right, we don't fucking know. What probably wasn't even no damn forbidden fruit. We don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, and women brought the whole shit down by eating a fruit. Come the fuck on.
Right,
okay?
really, y'all just don't want to take accountability for your actions.
Like, or did you do it and then blame it on fucking Eve? That sounds more appropriate. Historically, at least.
Historically, that sounds like what y'all did. Okay, here we go, man bashing.
Or was she a witch and then you were like, this witch ate the apple that I told her not to?
I told her. No, but actually I do have some interest. I have one more trick up my sleeve.
Okay, one more trick. Go ahead on. I'm going to see what my last one will be too.
No, and this was actually a cool thing. And I got this from ShakespeareGlobe.com. Shakespeare'sGlobe.com, okay? If you want to find it. These are just little facts about witches and witchcraft. Ooh. So, like, as we were saying, because witches have been around, like, for a long-ass time, since the dawn of time.
Yes.
Basically, back in the 1500s, so in 1597, King James, I think that's the 5th. My Roman numerals are bad.
It's a V.
V and L. I'm so stupid.
It would be 6.
Oh, that's what I thought. God
yeah.
damn it.
It's fine.
King James VI of Scotland wrote a book about witches and demons and the horrible things they do to people. So apparently back in those days, they were like, they already knew about witches. They were like scared of witches. They were like, oh no, witches. So that was kind of cool. Another thing which I love, and we talked about this and we already know, is witches were said to have familiars, which are the animals such as cats and toads, as a link to the world of magic. And bitch, obviously we love our cats.
Yes. And I read that familiars can also be insects.
And now, get this one. Insects, bitch. You know what, though? I actually believe that because I always feel like and everybody know, people who know me, I fucking love animals. And I do like little insects, too, just depending on what they are. Like little June bugs. Maybe a little tiny wolf spider because they're cute and furry. But, like, if it's a big, tarantula or a big black widow or recluse, I mean, yes, I don't want to fuck with that. That's scary. But, like, or stink bugs. I don't like stink bugs. I don't like cockroaches. But I do like little, like, grasshoppers are cute. I think they're cute. Bugs. But anyways, here's an interesting one. In order to test whether or not a woman was a witch, people would perform a ducking. This was throwing the witch into a pond or river with their hands and feet tied. If they escaped, they were a witch. If they did not, they drowned. I'm like, she was tied up. They're like, if she gets free, she's a witch. Like no shit. Like, how the fuck is good? That was fucked up. Again.
That is fucked up.
It's fucked up, but I think I have heard of that.
Yes.
It says here, people went to those that they thought were witches to ask for potions and spells, sometimes to make people fall in love with them, which, girl, we already know that happens. That's been happening.
Yes.
Let's see here. When a baby was born, women delivered the baby. Doctors or astrologers were paid far more to be at the birth and study the stars to work out how they would affect the baby's life.
Whoa.
So, I don't know. That's interesting. Last one is...
Yeah, because astrology, to some, even historically, to some religions, that was part of witchcraft.
Yeah, astrology and all that. Yeah, the numbers and all that.
Yep.
And then, of course, about Shakespeare. Shakespeare had a curse inscribed above his grave to discourage grave robbers from digging up his remains. The inscription reads, oh, I'm going to read the spell. Good friend for lives vis sake forbeare. To dig the dust enclosed here, blessed be ye man, yet spares the stones, and Christ, but he yet moved my bones. I don't know if I even said that right, but it sounded cool.
Oh my goodness.
And if I said it, I probably said a fucking curse. I don't know. But anyways.
Okay.
And then basically another thing too is that scientists basically kind of do a form of alchemy because they're trying to turn lead into gold. And that's considered witchcraft in a sense.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was cool.
Okay.
But I love the familiars ones because I'm like, you know what? The animals.
I know. I love that too. And of course, I thought of my cat too because I'm like, he doesn't necessarily go and.
We know cats are going to help us murk people.
Yeah.
We know.
If they really, I was like, if I could send him and he would go and.
He's going to be the henchman.
Take
Like,
care of
cats are
some
our
of my
hench people.
witchy business. I feel like he would because my boy, he's a beastie boy, so I feel like he would be good at it.
I feel like that girl would too. She would be like the seductive one that would be like, I'm cute, and then like steal from you or steal their shit or something.
She
like, oh,
totally would. Yeah.
she's like, okay, and then she'll like, she'll be like the manipulative
She's a
one.
seductive one.
She's the seductive one that's like, okay.
Well, I was looking through my little notes here, or my little screenshots, because I didn't even take any notes. That's why we're really all over the place, I feel like, because that's why, for me, I tell her I need to do research, because otherwise my ADD or ADHD, whatever, my brain's going
This should
everywhere.
be called ADHD, Return of the Living Dead Girls.
That's what it should be. That's exactly what it should be.
That's a good fucking title.
No.
Okay.
Elaine's like, we are changing that.
ADHD, Return of the Living Dead Girls.
Okay, so I don't know if I really have anything else. There's just so many different things, and I didn't organize it, so I'm just
okay,
like,
well then.
This bitch, no research, ready to go. Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, one last thing before we go.
No, well, because we have my mom. I'm gonna add the interview with my witch mother.
That's right. We have a formal interview.
So stay tuned for that.
From a elder witch.
And if you want to fast forward through the episode to get to that interview, listen to it. Okay, yes. Thanks.
So last tidbit, a little witchy bit here about witches that are into the herbalism and connected with the earth. Discover the power of natural magic and healing through herbs, flowers, and essential oils. So essential oils are kind of witchy too.
Yeah.
Going into the herbalism botanical realm. At her core, the Green Witch is a naturalist, an herbalist, a wise woman, and a healer, which that's a huge part of a lot of different cultures and witches and all that. She embraces the power of nature. She draws energy from the earth and the universe. Yep. She relies on natural objects like stones and gems to commune with the land that she lives off of. She uses plants, flowers, oils, and herbs for healing. She calls on nature for guidance, and she respects every little being, no matter how small. So basically,
I would say that resonates with how I would be.
I know,
would be
right?
more of a Green Witch.
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
Although I still I'm not vegan or anything like that, but
I mean, it's.
but I do try to respect nature, and I like little. I like nature.
I think that's what
I try to be at one with the earth and shit.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I know, sucking on a vape and shit. But I mean, we're modern witches, though. It's not how it was in the 1500s or the 1800s.
We'd be dead.
It's 22. Yeah, I would definitely be dead. And depending what you believe on, we could have been back there.
Yeah.
But we don't know. But that's listen to the other episode about NDEs, and we touch on some stuff about that.
Yeah. Go to the near death episode.
But that is our really giggle-filled talk about witches. So basically the conclusion for me is don't have a stigma about witches. I feel like if you are, and what made me feel comfortable is just seeing how, I hate to say that, and I've let go of some of that also, but seeing how some Christians can be with their religion in a negative way, and I think we're supposed to be ashamed to be witches. Like, make it make sense, honestly. The Catholic Church paid out over $1 billion in lawsuit victims last year, so
you better watch how they're gonna come for us.
make it make sense, okay? That's why I'm like, I'm not gonna be ashamed to be like, I identify as a witch. And if you're scared of that, then you need to read a book.
And there it is. And there went the joy.
No, I mean, that's just what it is. I'm just saying.
That's true.
Because, they be trying to demonize and villainize.
Monopolize.
Can you see this? Ooh, yeah. I have this very cute tank top on.
She's on the camera, y'all.
And it's this vaquera, little cowgirl, but she's like thick. Look at my shape. It looks like I have a shape. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. A witch feeling. Yeah.
Okay, guys. We're wrapping it up.
We are. So we hope you enjoyed this episode. And don't forget
to return to the Living Dead Girls. And stay tuned for the interview, y'all.
Stay tuned for a nice interview of an elder witch.
All right.
Bye.